Man, when I was a kid, I say a kid, I got done with university early, and I was really going to go to law school. I was going to be a lawyer, and God started talking to me about my heart, about not doing that. And I had this chunk of money that I had saved, and so I was thinking about going and being across the world, and we were going to go surfing across Southeast Asia. So that's what I saved my money for. Go surfing across Southeast Asia. It was going to be awesome. I had friends ready to go, and I had this opportunity that got dropped in my lap about not doing that with my money and instead going to Mexico and Mazatlan to go serve in planting churches. And I had this decision to make with my life. I had this time that I could go and do these things. And instead of going and surfing with my friends, it's hard to tell your friends no when you have the money in your pocket to do it. But I was like, I'm not going to go do that. I'm actually going to go live in Mexico and serve with this church. And they're like, what? Dude, do that afterwards. Like, let's go surfing. But I was supposed to go. So I went to Mexico, and I was in Mazatlan with a friend. And so we were down there working with churches and doing these things, my friend Tim from Chicago and I. And I've told the stories before about us singing worship songs out we would go and do church in the city, and then we would have church in the prison, and we'd have church out at the city dump every week. And the city dump, there's like thousands of people that live at the city dump getting their food from what people throw away. And they take the plastic out and they wash it off and they recycle it. That's how they live. It's subsistence kind of living. It's terrible. And they're literally garbage people. That's what people called them. And they live there on the trash. And we would go with generators and lights and just love on them and have church for them. And man, they were just a church. And it was amazing. And we were there and having this time together and getting to be a part of it. It was awesome. And the first week I was there, I met this little kid named Pancho. And Pancho is he's like a little trash kid, man. He's just like gnarly and really kind of full of angst. You can imagine. And he walked up to me. I'm talking to him in my terrible Spanish. And he's asked me where I'm from. And I'm like, oh, I'm from America. And he's like, oh, no, where? And I'm like, I'm from Arizona, from Arizona. And he's like, and he goes, oh, Narizona? Like, oh, you have a big nose? I was like, oh, punk kid. He goes, you Pinocchio. You're Pinocchio. Boom, boom. I was like, dude, I come all this way. I don't go surfing. I'm getting punked by this trash kid. What's the story? Here's the thing. The only way Pancho's been treated, he'd been treated like a trash person. And so it didn't get through to him till I had been there a couple months every single week. And then he was like my buddy. And when I left there at the end of that time that I was there, I told him, hey, man, I have to go back to America. And he gave me a big hug. And he was like, he was trying to be tough. I mean, kid's like 10 or something. He's trying to be tough and hold it together. But the truth is, like, we had a bond that went beyond all the things. He was trying to protect himself and make fun of somebody. And I could have been offended. But instead of that, we were able to connect because we were willing to press through the awkwardness. And that's what God has for us, is that we would be those people that break through and press through so that we could have a real connection.